So I took out a bunch of meat. So I have 28 pounds of sausage and 10 pounds of sheep. Good morning, guys. So this morning I have some meat here on the counter. I took out a bunch of meat. So yesterday we bought 42 pounds of meat, which was the 3 packs from Sam's Club. So we bought that and I'm going to use all of that up today. I also took out 28 things of pork, like 1 pound packages of pork from our own homegrown, and then 10 packages of sheep, again from our own homegrown. Goodness, tongue-tied this morning. Okay, so what we are going to do first is we are taking 11 pounds of hamburger. I have 2 things that I'm going to cook, and then 2 things that are going to like be sauteed, and then 2 things. This is like, for me, this is like super easy but use it all the time type hamburger prep. So they might not be fancy, but I'm just gonna share with you what I'm doing. So maybe if you're not in the season where you can do like a huge like cooking day with tons of different meals, this might be helpful to you. So what we're doing right now is she is taking 11 pounds of hamburger, and then we're gonna do 5 pounds of sheep and 6 pounds of sausage, and we're gonna put that all in this big pot here, and we have that kind of laid out. So the 11 pounds of hamburger is going to be this, and then we have 5 pounds of the sheep here, and then 6 pounds of the pork here. This is not going in this pot. She is putting all those things in that pot there. I am seeing what is defrosted. I have these bowls over here. I took them out last night, but then I just put hot water in them this morning to see what actually is defrosted enough that we might be able to mix up our next thing while that cooks. All right, so I'll just chat with you guys as she does this. She's right at this center island here. I am going to go through and see what I have for other things here. So I gotta see if I have another bowl. I may or may not, and that would be a negative. So what I'm going to do is see. One of the things that I need to do is 12 pounds of hamburger and 8 pounds of sausage. So I'm gonna get, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just seeing like if it's frozen inside. 6, 7, because so this one right here actually needs to get smushed instead of just cooked. So I gotta get 1 more pork. That'll be good. Okay, now I'm going to move some of these all around. So this is gonna be for our next set over here. I'm actually gonna take, let me see if I can, you guys. Okay, so we'll see. This is another like camera type thing. I don't know if it'll work. It's rigged up. I don't know what's going on today. So what I'm doing is she has the pork, the sheep, the hamburger that she's putting in this pot. I have 2 recipes that are gonna go in that pot one at a time. So she is doing that so I can make a bunch of taco meat. And then I am going to set up another section here, again with the pork and the sheep. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the pork. I'll take these over to the other counter. I can even put them in here. And then I'm going to take 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the sheep. And then we'll just have to grab some more hamburger. That's still in the fridge out there. So this is going to be for the next section that she's doing in this pot. And I am going to now take this bowl that I was just soaking it in, wash it up, and start adding some meat into here. Okay, so I got my bowl here. That's for her stuff. I am going to add 8 pounds of sausage into here, and then I'm going to go grab 12 pounds of hamburgers. Right, here's 8. I'm going to grab a pair of scissors. We have had some sick kids since the eclipse. We just kind of have had just odd, we had a couple days where everyone just was kind of wiped out, but they had fun playing for a couple days. And then people started getting runny noses and all that fun stuff. So, whoops. We have been battling that. Thankfully, I have been tired, but I have not gotten sick like the kids. So I'm very thankful for that. I want to get these in the freezer so they're just done because it is such a busy season for our household. I think any homesteader in the springtime, it is busy. So our trying to build the chicken coop in the high tunnel, and then we are, because the ground's wet, but they are able to, I think today, maybe flatten the ground enough that we could move it out. Tonight they're going to either order, I'm not quite sure if they're going to order the rest of the wood needed for the chicken coop or if they're going to buy it and bring it home, because we have to go to town. We don't go to town unless we're making like multiple trips. So we need to go to town for pig food on what day is that? On Mondays. So we might as well just make it a plan and get whatever we need on Mondays as well. Yesterday, I was able to do grocery shopping because we were going to, I was going to do it tomorrow, which is Tuesday, but we didn't, because I had an appointment, but I know that some people are sick, so I wasn't quite sure if we were going to stay to that appointment or not. So I asked my husband, we were going to pick up 2 new cows, and I asked my husband, do you want to stop by Sam's on the way? Because it was further, where we were going was further than that. It was about 3 hours away. And he said, yeah, that'd be great. So we stopped by Sam's and did the rest of the groceries. So this month I did Amazon and I did Sam's. Okay, so I'm going to be put on hold for a minute. This is crazy farm life, okay, especially in a small area. So my husband and some of the kids are nutting pigs in the garage, which means that in order to get to my refrigerator, I couldn't really get around because where the cages and that type of stuff are. So I cannot get the rest of my hamburger that's in the garage until they are done doing that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take that pot, put it on the stove and start it, and then kind of clean up the area a little bit. Okay, so we are all good again. And she's just going to do these 3, which would be 12 pounds of hamburger meat. And then this also has 8 pounds of sausage. So altogether, this is going to be 20 pounds of meat. And once these are all in here, we're just going to squish this up with some salt and pepper. Then I'll show you that after. And then I have this meat here, which is the meat that we just put in there with the sheep and the pork and the hamburger all in here, and I'm just grinding this up, and then I'm going to make this all into taco meat. Altogether, this will make 4 meals, I think, 4 or 5 pound meals. Okay, so my daughter is over here and she is just smushing up that meat all together. She's doing a great job. She is 9 years old. She is a great helper. I have a bowl here, and then I have the bowl of meat here. I just have 6 pounds of hamburger here that I'm going to mix with the other sausage over there, and I'm going to put that in this bowl, and this is going to become meatballs, and then what she's doing there is going to become just patties. So we don't, it really depends, but I try to avoid buying like those pre-processed patties, but it is getting nicer outside, so I like patties to be able to throw on the grill. So we will actually weigh those out into 1/4 pound patties, and then we'll put them on freezer trays. You'll see that. It's kind of a crazy morning. We have a bunch of stuff going on. So far it is 9 o'clock in the morning. Cow has been milked, animals have been taken care of. We started this process already. They nutted all the piglets. I picked out a male that we're going to be keeping from that set of piglets. My husband called to see about getting another female. So we had a male and a female that were going to be like our new breeding stock for our pigs, and they So one of them, the male, died. So we needed a new male, and it's really hard to get an intact male. So we're going to keep one of our males and get a female from somebody else. So made that phone call, already has that on order. So that's cool. And he went with my older son. I think my older son mailed off his like college stuff this morning for like, so he does like a correspondence type college school or trades program, I guess it would be. So he mailed that off this morning, and now they are going down to get the rest of the chicken coop stuff. So they will need me to be available for the planning of that last wall over there. But I think town's 30 minutes away. I think if they go 30 minutes down there and then 30 minutes back up, I'm just talking to you guys because I want to drink my coffee. By that time, I should be almost done here. I think so. I think that's how we just get lots of things done, is everyone just kind of is doing different things and watching different people. Sweet Pea is out there jumping on the trampoline. She has high numbers. She doesn't feel good. She doesn't feel good, but she feels like okay, right? So she is out there jumping on the trampoline. Hopefully her numbers will come down just from jumping on the trampoline. All right, I need to stop drinking coffee and put those in there. And it looks like somebody's walking a cow. Anyway, there's older people out there doing that as well. So, all right, I just have 6 pounds left of this hamburger, which will be perfect because I'm making meatballs, and I can make meatballs with straight, with just sausage as well, and the kids, they don't have any issue with it at all. So we had this left, not too bad. I really need to go through my freezers again. I feel like every other month I need to sort through my freezers just because stuff gets thrown all around. But we do have quite a few of those chicken meals from last month left. I think we probably have about, I don't know, probably about half of them, I would say. I didn't see any hamburger meals. I did see a couple roasts. So I think like 2 pork roasts and maybe 2 beef roasts, I think. So anyway, once we also, I'm not sure if this is the last of our sausage that we have right now. It could potentially be, but we are going to put our pig that just had piglets in the freezer. She's such a sweetie. She really is. And it's kind of sad because she's really good. Like if we are in there birthing, like with her birthing, she is great. But without having a male, we're trying to like redo the group. And without having a male, that's like, our male is like one of her piglets. So that wouldn't work out. Anyway, so she is going in the freezer. We try not to get too attached, but it is nice when you have a mama pig that you're able to just get right in there with. And we try to train them that way, but sometimes dispositions just are not good. So if, say, a pig had piglets and wouldn't let my children like jump over and touch the piglets, I mean, not right away. If there was an emergency, you want to feel comfortable like getting in there with the mama pig. And so if we have a pig that I don't feel that way about, that's awesome. Thank you. Then we just hold on 1 second and I'll get you some trays. Then they'll go in the freezer. So it's kind of iffy. We were trying to decide if we were going to keep pigs or not. My husband said, yeah, we probably should. I was thinking not, but then like just looking at like what's going on, it's kind of probably a good idea. Okay, I will switch this with this. I'm going to grab those sausages over there for you too, sweetheart. All right. Let's see. So just trying to figure out what we need to do for our family. Yet at the same time, we want to be able to go camping for weekends and stuff, because that's really like, somebody had asked about like what my husband does and such, like if he helps me out and stuff. Well, yeah, he does, but so he has 2 days off a week. Really, he can't do anything during the week because sometimes he travels for work. So technically, his 8-hour shift could be a 12-hour shift, and often it is because he has to travel so far. So it's not exactly conducive. I need to get some more water in here. For him to be doing things before and after work. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right here is we have cookie sheets, and I'm just gonna tear this and put it to pounds, ounces, and then let's see. So that is a 1/4 pound there. So I am just going to take these and put them on the pan. And you can mix anything in here that you want for your seasonings or whatever that you want to, as far as what you would want in a burger. Salt, pepper, hot pepper, anything that you want to season it. You could put like bacon bits in there, whatever you wanted to do, and then just make your patties like this. So we are just going to, so watch the scale here. So we need that one. See how it's 3.6? Then it's 4.3, 4.1, 4.0. That's what we want, 4.0, like that. Alrighty, so we are going to make up a bunch of hamburgers. Now, we can have these really close to each other. That doesn't really matter either way, because I'm gonna throw them in the freezer like this. Perfect. That's your little piece.
They're not really very good.
It's okay. You can have them on or off, whatever you want to do. So we will just do that until all of these are done. So we eat hamburgers on, a lot of times on lettuce. Sometimes we'll make some gluten-free rolls. Sometimes we'll just eat them in the side, but a lot of times we'll, if I can get romaine lettuce, we'll just have a little romaine lettuce. We'll cut them in half like this and almost make like a burger taco, and they're really yummy. Actually, we had people over one time and I was like, do you want whatever? And they're like looking at me like it's a little crazy, and it's like, so they tried them and they said, oh, they loved them. So you just put like mayonnaise and ketchup and whatever normal toppings that you would like on it. And then you put onions and tomatoes or whatever you put on a hamburger and just eat them like that. And everyone loves them. Okay, so now the meat is all cooked and I am just dumping, I'm gonna eyeball it honestly, taco seasoning in there. And then I'll see if I need some water to add with that taco seasoning. Let's see. I think that looks about good. I am going to add just a little bit more, and then I'm going to put this into some bags. So we have 4 packages of taco meat. So remember, there was 20 pounds of meat altogether. So we are looking about 5 pounds per package here of meat, and this would get served with like beans as a side, and then we would usually put this on top of like salad or something like that. Sometimes we'll use some homemade cassava tortillas, and then Sweet Pea would have some low carb tortillas as well, and then we would have like a side salad or whatever to go with it. So yeah, we got 4 things of meat. So now that that pot right there is empty, she's just gonna take this big pile of meat that we had. I had to just give my daughter an insulin shot, so her insulin stuff is right there. So a big pile of meat to go there. We're gonna throw that all in there, and then we're gonna cook it down just like we did the taco meat, but this time we're gonna make sloppy joes. So this is another batch in here with hamburger, 12 pounds of hamburger. Then we have 6 pounds of pork and 5 pounds of sheep in here, and we're gonna cook that down. And then my daughter made 4 trays of the hamburgers, and then we will have this. We're gonna let them flash freeze for about an hour, and then we'll make more hamburgers. So I'll probably throw that in the fridge. And then over here, this meat, the rest of these are gonna go in here, and then I have another one over here. I had to kind of split it into 2 bowls. This is sausage and hamburger mixed together, and we are going to make some meatballs. Okay, so here is the sausage hamburger mix, and I'm gonna add this pint of ketchup, or actually my daughter is. And then we usually use pork rinds, but we're gonna use almond flour today. I'm gonna grab probably like 1.5 cups of almond flour, and we'll do 4 eggs. And then I'm going to grab some Italian seasoning. There we go. Is that all of them? Yep. Alrighty, then we're just gonna mix this up, and that will be our meatballs. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing into the other bowl, and these are gonna make meatballs. So during this time here, I ended up actually going out to oversee kind of the chicken coop project, and then I came down and I took the little ones and had them have a quiet time. And so then I came back down, and my daughter had offered to take care of some of the things. So that is where the break is kind of in the video. I had come down and she had already done all those meatballs. What a blessing, huh? So they have been making meatballs and then put them on these platters here, and then we will bag these up. So all these lovely meatballs here are ending up in bags like this. I'll tell you how many we get. She is coming with the frozen hamburgers. So I'm just going to take these and bag these ones up now. So after the hamburgers have been in the freezer for at least an hour, you could do this overnight as well, but we want to do multiple batches of this, then they are frozen and we just put them into bags. I have them in bags of 9. We would use 2 bags of these for 1 meal for our family. Unless we were doing something like chicken or something on the side, then I'd do 1 bag and then I'd have the chicken as well. But these are just so convenient to pull out, and you can put them right on the grill, right from frozen. I just love having them already prepped. So here are the meatballs, and we just kind of put them on platters and let them cool down a little bit, and then I'm just going to bag these up. I'm not going to put any sauce in with these meatballs at this point. I usually will just add something at the end. So I might add spaghetti sauce or home canned barbecue sauce, or sometimes we add like jelly and some mustard in together, and all those are great alternatives for your meatballs. And sometimes we'll have them like over rice, sometimes we'll have them just on the side as like have meatballs with salad or whatever. The kids enjoy them so very much. So I'm not really counting them there. I just know that I am going to need 2 bags of pretty well full bags of meatballs, and I'm okay with that. I used to try to count them out and make it work, and figure it all out, and I decided to not do that anymore. It just works out fine just like that. All right, we're gonna save these for supper tonight, and then these right here, we have 11 of these that are gonna go in the freezer. Okay, so this is my 20 pounds of mixed meat that's all cooked up. I'm gonna cook it a little bit longer after I put stuff in, so if you see a little bit of pink in there, that's okay, because I'm going to be adding some other ingredients. Okay, as you guys know, I have a daughter who is low carb. I have this big batch right here. So in this recipe, I am going to include the brown sugar alternative as the recipe itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to completely exclude that, and then I'm going to add separately as I go to serve it that evening, so that I would just add a little bit of sugar if it needed it to hers, and then I would just add regular sugar into ours if it was needed. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with my seasonings, and I need, so this is 20 pounds of burger combo, let's just say. That means that I am going to need 10 teaspoons of chili powder. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I also would need the same amount of onion powder. I'm actually going to use, I have some leek, like just chopped up type leeks. I'm just going to use some of that. That looks about right. Then I'm going to use some garlic powder. Now for that I need 1 teaspoon per recipe, so it'd be 20 teaspoons of this. Again, I'm just going to eyeball that, but it would be 20. Okay, so now I'm going to grab, I'll do the mustard first. So I need 20 teaspoons of mustard, and you guessed it, I'm gonna eyeball it. All right, so then the next thing I need is sugar-free ketchup, and I'm gonna grab that. So I have the ketchup over there that I home canned, so I am gonna grab 10 of those. Yes, I need 20 cups altogether of ketchup, and I'm gonna put that in here. So what I'm gonna do, you'll see like the bottoms of this will not be completely cleaned out, because what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rinse the jar, because you need 1/4 cup of water per recipe. So I will just rinse out the bottom of the jars and then add that at the end. So the kids do not specifically like ketchup like this, say for their, to dip fries or whatever, dip potatoes in or eat with eggs, but it's great when you're mixing in things. Everyone has no issue at all with using it like this for sloppy joe. All right, so I'm gonna add, I need salt as well. So I would need 20 teaspoons of salt. I'm gonna add that, and then I'm gonna rinse those out and dump that into this, and I'll show you when I'm done with that. So this is what it looks like after I added that salt and water, and I am going to mix this up and turn it on for a few minutes before I bag it up. So I've mixed this all up. I can actually tell right now that I need a little more ketchup, so I'm gonna add 2 more jars. This looks a lot better. I'm gonna let that schmoozy around a little bit so it tastes really good, so we'll taste it after. But when you have things that you are home doing, for instance, like meat or whatever, we usually fill it a little bit over the 1 pound mark when we're doing whatever, so it's never exact. So I'm more an eyeballer, but if you were to do it exact, then it would be like with the recipe. So that is that, and we are going to cook this down and then I'll bag it up. So this is the sloppy joe mix here, and I am going to bag it up now. Alrighty, so we just got 2, 4, 6, 7 bags of this sloppy joe mix, and I am going to throw this in the freezer. So here we are out in the freezers. This is how we have the hamburgers here, like this. And then we just bag them up. So we just have them bagged up like this. And we have 1, 2, 4, 5. So we have 5.5, so that was half of the batter. So we will have 11 altogether. So that is about going to wrap it up for the day. This isn't a super like complicated type video. It's just trying to encourage you guys to go ahead and get something in your freezer, even if it's just you buy extra hamburger and you make some hamburger patties, or maybe you make some meatballs for supper and you just double make those meatballs. It doesn't have to be like a huge thing. I know, it doesn't, does it? Is it still going to be yummy?
No.
Do you like meatballs?
No.
You don't? I think you do.
No. No.
She's a little ham bone. Did you have a birthday?
Yes.
Yes. She had a birthday the other day. It was so fun. How old are you now?
3.
No, you're 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 2 now. Okay, so just to encourage you to make whatever. Sometimes it might be, you know, you could take hamburger and just add some spaghetti sauce to it and have, and just throw some of that in the freezer so it's just already ready for you and it's a little more quick and easy. So I hope you enjoyed these rather simple meals. This took me not very long. If I had just sat down and done that the whole time, it didn't take very long. I think the biggest thing that took the longest was like waiting for things in the freezer and waiting for like the meatballs, like rotating those through the oven, because I did cook those first. You could also take those meatballs and put them in balls and freeze them without cooking them, just like I did with the hamburgers. It's really up to you how you want to do that. I just pre-cooked mine first just so they can be warmed up with the sauce, and it makes things a little better for us. So I hope you all have a blessed day. And this was supposed to be nap time. You see how many people are napping. So we're going to go downstairs, and I think that we're going to work on the chicken coop project. What do you think?
Yeah.
You going to help? Are you going to help me?
Yeah.
You going to help me?
Yeah.
Let's say bye.
Bye. Video game.
Bye.
Bye.